Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife video for you. Today we have another monthly most carried update. This is for April of 2021. I do apologize. I've taken mostly the last week off in doing videos. If you're someone who's used to daily uploads or at least close to daily uploads, I've been working on sliceydaily.com to try and get that website up and going. Good news, going really well. Bad news, it's going to be a bit longer just because I can't get my previous ISP, who I registered my domain through, to release my domain. So that's going to take another 10 freaking days before they will release my domain. Part of the reason why they are my previous ISP. Screw 1&1. Never go, Ionos, whatever they're called now. Never go through them. Anyway, so as usual, these are just my top 5 most carried knives for the month of April 2021. They are in no particular order except for number one. Number one, I will tell you which one that one was, the one that was carried the most. We do have a couple repeats from last month. And then at the end, I do always do my most worn watch, because that's my second most common EDC item. And you guys like watches, so if you don't want to see the watch content, you can just stop when I get to that. So let's get going. Again, in no particular order except for number one. We have the first repeat from last month is the Microtech Ultratech. Not a particularly fancy one or anything. This is just a Tanto. It's a bit more rare than the regular, completely standard drop point one. But you know what? I just love this thing. I think I've said it before, but I got it just as a size comparison knife and didn't really intend to carry it much. But man, it does not stay out of my pocket. It is my favorite OTF I have. I mean, maybe I like my Guardian as far as using it just a little bit better, but I don't know, just the slimness of this and stuff and the size of it. I just really like it. Yeah, maybe it's not my favorite, but it's definitely my most carried since I got it. It's just cool, and I don't know, it has that little bit of factor, that little bit of makes you feel a bit special because it's an iconic knife, you know, just to have a Microtech Ultratech in your pocket. You know it's a very popular thing, you know, and so maybe that's why, partly as well, but just really like it. Action is great. The steel's holding up well. Its slices okay. It's not like the best in the world, but it's all right. And I do like me a Tanto. So the Ultratech is still on the list for this month. Next up, I will go with another automatic. This is the Protec Rockeye. It's as close as I have to a hard use auto. It isn't out the side, as you saw, S35 yen. This is the new Rockeye. I forgot to look up the price on these. That is $295. I honestly forgot to look up what the price was on these regular ones. They came and went pretty fast. I know they were under 200, but I don't know exactly what it was. But Les George design, I love it. I have seen a few of the fancy pants versions still out there. Like I think they did a blackout version. They did one with like a skull on it. I think maybe a couple of those are around, but I might be wrong. But there'll be more coming. It's Protec. This is going to be a regular, you know, released in batches kind of knife. It'll be out there. But just love it. The ergos are superb. I love the blade. Again, not the sliceiest thing ever, but it ain't too bad. Still haven't decided what I'm going to do about that pocket clip. It works fine, but I just hate that it overlaps one of the body screws. That just really gets on my little OCD. But the aluminum's holding up pretty good. You can see a little fading on a couple of edges here from it sliding on the pocket a bunch of times back here and stuff. But not too bad at all. No problem with the coating on it. I just really like this thing, and it hits so hard. That never gets old. Never gets old. Next up, this is I guess my most gentlemanly knife I've been carrying. I have been actually, going out places again a little bit more, and wanted something a little bit more gentlemanly, and this is the one I keep grabbing. This is the Real Steel Luna Boost. This is the full titanium one with all the gold bits. These are about $100. They are available on the Real Steel site. I don't know if they're available anywhere else, but I'm just really liking what Real Steel's doing this year. I really am. And this is one of my favorites. Very slicey blade. I liked the regular Luna that was a liner lock. I like this even more. And for a kind of gentlemanly situation, it works really well. It's just that gold makes it look a little classier. And, when you're out in public or around other people in a work environment, you can slow roll it super easy, not freak anybody out. But for knife people, it still makes a very satisfying click. Even slow rolling it does that. It has broken in enough now that now I won't be able to do it on camera, of course, but yeah, You can flick it out. I got a little wrist, but you can flick it out if you want to. But I usually don't. I usually just slow roll it. But great ergos. Love this thing. Carries extremely well. Light as a feather. Great little gentleman's knife. And next up, slightly edging out its brethren this month. I think the Eclipse I carried more last month of the Hinders. You know, there's always a Hinder around here. But I'm back to the Battle Black Fire Tack again. So this is with the micarta scale. And also I put the Battle Bronze thumb disc on it and the Battle Bronze pocket clip. Those are going to stay, I guess. I think I mentioned before I was debating whether or not I was going to keep those or go back to the Battle Black, but they're staying. And finally, I've been putting oil on this micarta scale. This is a real Hinder micarta scale, but you can tell it's a bit darker than what they usually are. I wanted to darken it up, and my hands don't sweat. I don't get hand oils or anything, so it was never going to happen naturally. So I've just been putting mineral oil on it. It would go away. Put more on it, it would go away. I have not touched this for a month now, and it's stabilized at this color, and I really like this darker brown. I think it looks great, and it's just a really good knife to use. It's comfortable, slices pretty well. The Battle Black is holding up pretty well. I got one little ding there. I don't even know how I did that. And then, you know, up near the tip here, where it gets used a lot for opening boxes and stuff, it's starting to maybe wear just a touch, but not too bad for the miles it has on it. And yeah, love the Fire Tack. This is my only Battle Black Hinderer, and I'm really liking it. I have actually sold some Hinderers lately, but this is not going to be one of them. I can tell you that. Battle Black Fire Tack, and it's just so much fun to say. So by process of elimination, what was my most carried? I didn't even notice that I've been carrying this so much until I added everything up. This is the Quiet Carry Waypoint. This is Vanex Steel Titanium LC200N liner lock, and completely, you know, water corrosion resistant, all this corrosion proof pretty much. I love this thing. It snuck back into my pocket more last month, and it's just continued. And this is one that sometimes it's so light and so slim, I put it in my pocket, and if I don't think about changing knives the next day, which is rare, but if I don't think about it, it stays until I remember to change knives. Because there's nothing about my kind of EDC task that this can't do. So, yeah. And then, you know, if I'm going outside in the yard to do something, yeah, I'll intentionally go grab another knife. But as far as the kind of stuff I usually do every day, cutting boxes, you know, cutting strings, opening food packages, stuff like that, this is perfect. And I have no reason to grab anything else. So once it drops in the pocket, it's usually there for a couple days. Just love the Waypoint. Just one of my favorite knives of last year, and remains so. Just an outstanding thing, and I really do like it. And you know, nothing flashy, but now there's a G10 version. I don't know if those are sold out. I assume probably so. This one was $295. Oh, by the way, the Fire Tack starts out at $425. I'm terrible about remembering to say prices on these things, but yeah, awesome. And I'm not going to link to all the individual videos down here below. If you Google, you know, if you just search on YouTube, Slicey Dicey and the name of the knife, you will find it. No, you know what? I'll be a nice guy. I'll put all the links down below. I don't like it. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood to do it, but I'll do it. Fine. So, if you only care about knives, you can stop watching now. So, most worn watch of this month. I only got it a week into this month, but man, it's just a great everyday wear watch, and that's what I got it for, and that's what happens with it. This is a Seiko SRPE 63, one of the affectionately known as the Dress KX line. It is a Seiko 5, but it is the newer Seiko 5s with the 4R35 movement. Basically, if you take the 5KX that was the replacement for the SKX that everybody hates, which I kind of get why, don't really get why, this is kind of that with the bezel removed to make it look a bit more dressy and more like a field watch. And that's a great watch for just daily wear. And I love this thing. I got the blue one. It also comes in a black or a kind of anthracite sort of thing. It is very sunbursty, which isn't going to show up because of reflections and all that stuff. But it's gorgeous. The loom is great. I really care about loom because at night when I'm sleeping, I want to be able to see my watch. I wear glasses or contacts, so when those are off and or out, I can't see squat, so I can't even see like my clock next to my bed. So it's nice to have a nice loomed up watch to look at. I actually can see these better than a digital, but it's just a great everyday watch. And I've put it on what I affectionately call the mother of all straps. It's not because it's like the best, highest quality. It's pretty good quality, but this is a Barton 20 millimeter the top grain leather one in what I believe they call the antique finish or the vintage finish, something like that. It wasn't expensive, $25 maybe. It's quick release, so you can change it really easily. It just pops right off, and I like that about it as well. But I just love the color of it. And the finish, so much so, in fact, once I get this back on here, there we go. So much so, in fact, I have two of them. I have this one, and then on my Seiko Flightmaster, I have a 21 millimeter version, the exact same strap. This strap moves from watch to watch to watch to watch all the time. Sometimes it's on my Alpinist, sometimes it's on this, sometimes, not lately since I got the other strap, but sometimes it's on my 62 Moss, but not since I got this Archer one. But it used to be on that occasionally. It's just a great strap, and they're not expensive. I like it so much that I'm thinking about buying. They have a black version for my Alpinist. I might do that, because now that I have this, when I want to wear something brown, I wear this. The Alpinist had the brown strap. I think I might put a black one on it. But we'll see. But love this watch. It's great. It's so comfortable. Looks classy. You can dress it up, dress it down. I think this is kind of dressed medium. Came in a bracelet that was meh at best. I didn't even size it up at first. I just threw the mother of all straps on it and wore it. I did eventually get bored one night and did size up the stock bracelet and put it on. It lasted half a day, and I took it back off and put this back on. But yeah, and it has drilled lugs. So super easy to change the straps. It is a total strap monster. It looks good on anything, especially the gray or the black ones. But I wanted this blue. So there you go. That is my most worn watch. So there is what I've been carrying and wearing for April of 2021. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.